How does a four-time WNBA champion, once hailed as the female Jordan, end up yanked off the mic while the whole league cheers? Stick around, because the answer reveals far more than one woman's downfall. It exposes a brand new balance of power in women's basketball. Sheryl Swoopes didn't merely play basketball, she defined it. She was the first player ever signed to the WNBA, the first woman to land a Nike signature shoe, and a Hall of Famer who stacked 3 MVP trophies alongside 4 championships. Her résumé made networks crave her insight. Fans expected wisdom from a living blueprint of greatness. But the higher the pedestal, the farther the tumble, especially when the game itself outgrows its icons. Yet buried under the applause were early rumblings that fame and humility rarely share the same locker room. Flashback to 2016. Swoopes' coaching stint at Loyola Chicago imploded when 10 of 12 returning players wanted out. University investigators heard accusations of belittling, scholarship threats, and emotional outbursts. Loyola fired her that July, calling the cultural damage irreparable. Most headlines moved on, treating it like an isolated coaching misfire. But for those keeping score, the pattern was set. Challenge Cheryl's authority and watch the atmosphere curdle. And 6 years later, a rookie phenom would poke the exact same bruise, this time under the brightest lights in the sport. Enter Caitlin Clark, the long-range assassin whose college fireworks pulled 3 million viewers on a random Sunday night and rocketed WNBA interest by triple-digit percentages. Swoopes, now a Dallas Wings analyst and podcast regular, had 2 options: celebrate the momentum or gatekeep the spotlight. She chose the latter. On Gilbert Arenas' Gil's Arena show in February 2024, she casually claimed Clark was a 5-year player launching 40 shots a game. Reality check: 4 seasons, 22.7 attempts. Social media carved those sound bites into viral darts. When fans demanded a correction, Swoopes doubled down, insisting the record chase didn't really count. The stance felt less like critique and more like territorial pushback. The league hoped it would blow over. Instead, the feud stepped courtside. September 1st, 2024, Indiana Fever versus Dallas Wings. Pre-game notes listed Swoopes on color commentary. Tip-off arrived, and sitting in her chair was Hall of Famer Nancy Lieberman. Rumors swirled faster than the broadcast ticker. Bally Sports had quietly benched Swoopes for potential bias. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith unloaded on his own show hours later. Sports outlets from Yahoo to Fox News framed it as a professional spanking. Nancy Lieberman later confirmed she had phoned Swoopes in private, urging her to keep it about hoops. The call clearly backfired, but one local reshuffle wasn't enough. League offices were about to swing the axe themselves. On April 23rd, 2025, Sportskeeda broke the story. Sheryl Swoopes and Cindy Brunson ousted from WNBA broadcasts. The memo cited a sustained pattern of hostile commentary towards specific players. Fan reaction? Memes of weed whackers and hashtags like number weeding out the fools. Just like that, the pioneer who once carried the league's banner became its cautionary tale. No farewell tour, no highlight reel, just radio silence. But as the door slammed shut, another quietly opened. Swoopes still holds an advisory board seat with Athletes Unlimited, the startup league airing 40 games on ESPN+. The AU Media Guide even lists her as a primary color analyst for 2025. The paycheck is smaller, the reach narrower, yet the platform offers something traditional TV no longer will: a place to talk, unchecked. Whispers say she's crafting an unfiltered podcast. Sponsors are skittish. Reputation ratings matter in 2025. And publicly tangling with a generational cash cow like Clark isn't great for brand safety. Meanwhile, that cash cow is rewriting the league's record books and its business model. Clark's rookie season triggered 23 nationally televised games, over 1 million viewers, dwarfing every WNBA broadcast from 2009 to 2023. The message is blunt. Audiences reward excitement, and networks will protect whatever feeds that excitement. Legends clinging to old hierarchies suddenly find themselves expendable, which brings us to the question no highlight package can answer. Is Sheryl Swoopes a victim of cancel culture, or the first emblem of a league finally prioritizing its future over its past? The truth may live somewhere in between, but one fact is crystal clear. In today's WNBA, star power outranks seniority, and the microphone belongs to whoever grows the game. So could she stage a redemption arc? Absolutely. Basketball loves a comeback more than any sport on earth. But if that day arrives, it will require the very trait her critics say she lacked, celebrating someone else's spotlight. Until then, Sheryl Swoopes' silence echoes louder than any call she ever made on air, and Caitlin Clark keeps turning those echoes into sold-out arenas. Sheryl Swoopes' sudden silence is more than the downfall of one icon. It's a seismic jolt that tells the entire sports world the rules have changed. 25 years ago, the WNBA needed her résumé to validate the league's very existence. Today, the league has grown enough to protect its momentum, even if that means muzzling the very legends who helped build it. That pivot marks a watershed moment. Star power is no longer inherited. It's earned, performance by performance, tweet by tweet, broadcast by broadcast. But is this truly cancel culture? Or finally, consequence culture in women's basketball? On the surface, it looks like a league sacrificing nostalgia for growth. Dig deeper, and you see a broader cultural shift. Audiences have infinite options, and they will not linger where bitterness overshadows brilliance. Brands, broadcasters, and leagues are following the eyeballs, and the eyeballs are following the excitement. Right now, that excitement has Caitlin Clark's logo stamped all over it. For Swoopes, redemption isn't off the table. Basketball and social media love a comeback arc almost as much as they adore a downfall montage. Imagine the narrative power if she returned to the mic with newfound humility, advocating for the very rookie she once dismissed. The same platforms that amplified her missteps could just as quickly elevate her apology tour. All it takes is owning the mistakes and pivoting from gatekeeper to mentor. Whether she seizes that chance will determine if she's remembered as a cautionary tale or a cautionary chapter in a much longer success story. Meanwhile, the WNBA stands at a crossroads of its own. The league can keep riding Clark's meteoric rise, or it can learn from the LPGA's swift embrace of crossover star power and truly institutionalize its next wave of talent. Marketing, media access, charter flights, the works. Get that right, and Clark won't be a unicorn. She'll be the first of many. Get it wrong, and the league may watch its brightest stars and its viewers drift to whichever platform or sport understands their value. So what's the real takeaway? Progress in women's sports no longer asks permission from yesterday's heroes. It rewards whoever expands the audience, elevates the conversation, and keeps the game honest. Sheryl Swoopes' microphone went silent the moment her commentary stopped doing those three things. The rest of the league, players, broadcasters, executives, and even us in the comments section, would be wise to keep that lesson on playback. If you're ready to dive into the hard numbers behind Caitlin Clark's endorsement empire and find out why her next contract could rewrite sponsorship norms across all of athletics, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. Because this story, it's only in the second quarter.